Yeah, this is literally the first time it's been read out loud with everybody.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
With the miniature cast. Okay. Eastside Story, Act 1, Prologue. Lights out. Spotlight up on Ghost. Khakis, white t-shirt, headphones. He squints to see whoever is in the sound booth.
You all right, man?
Oh, okay. And is that Ghost the rapper?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, player, it's all good. Just sad, man.
Look, if you don't want to do this, Ghost, it's okay. I understand. We could always.
Nah, man, nah. We need to do this, all right? Why don't you bring that other beat back one more time from the top of the break?
Compton Keys, Death Row sounding beat?
Yeah.
Music plays.
Should I take it from where we left off to after?
Begin at the beginning, Ghost.
Y'all ever come up with a name for this joint?
Eastside Story.
That's dope.
Ghost steps up to the mic.
Yo, check it. Two households, both alike in dignity, and Tacos Verona, where we lay our scene.
Lights up on Tacos Verona, Taqueria, Salsa Bar, Horchata y Aguas. Customers in booths. Posters of famous Mexican boxers adorn the walls. Behind the cash register, candlelight from a Dia de los Muertos ofrenda illuminatis. Photographs, monedas, and other offerings.
From ancient grudge break out to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean.
The cook, cashier, and dishwasher wash their hands. They dry them. The camachos snap their fingers to the rhythm of the music, all the while staring at a group of well-dressed African Americans approaching from the church across the street.
From forth the fatal loins of these two foes, a pair of star-crossed lovers take their life, whose misadventured piteous overthrows do with their death bury their parents' strife.
A young woman in nurse's scrubs pulls a curly-haired 4-year-old wearing a Halloween costume behind her through the group. They enter Tacos Verona. Icy looks and comments are exchanged in passing.
The fearful passage of their death-marked love and the continuance of their parents' rage.
Enter the Montgomerys.
Which, but the children's end, naught could remove is now the 2 hours traffic of our stage.
Is now the 2 hours traffic?
Of our stage.
Act 1, Scene 1. Pastor Montgomery. Sorry.
2 hours supervised. Now, mind you, as if I were nothing better than a common criminal. To see my grandson, my own flesh and blood. Boy, what are you staring at? Show some respect, listening in on other people's conversation. What are y'all staring at?
Everyone stares at Pastor Montgomery. He addresses the audience.
All right. The which, if you with patient ears attend, what here shall miss, our toll shall strive to mend.
Ghost shakes his head. He takes his burrito from the counter and exits.
What is that supposed to mean? It means you should be recording this on your phone. Who knows what them shifty Mexicans are up to? You saw what Camacho did last time.
Clarence, you promised me, do not.
Baby, listen to me. The Lord spoke to me in a dream last night. I saw all of this. Even the part where you standing here looking at me like I'm crazy.
Ushers her aside, then lowers his voice.
From ancient grunge break out to new mutiny, where civil blood makes civil hands unclean.
The Lord was rapping to you.
A fight breaks out in the middle of our visit with Andre, right here in this restaurant. All the customers get caught up in it. That gentleman right there, that lady in the dress, even the people just sitting around watching it end up getting bum rushed as the brawl swallows them up like the blob, then pours out onto Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, where it becomes a full-blown riot.
Clarence, please. There's my baby. Look at Grandma's big boy. Hello, sugar.
Bubbling and brimming over with violent passions till the Crenshaw Mall burst into flames like a torch in the night. The whole jungle burned, baby.
Stop it.
No one could nor dare to stop it. Dancing shadows on every wall, every tree, on the facade of the church itself, depicting that orgy of plunder with shadows 50 feet high, as the whole world bore witness to the shame. And a voice cried out, all are punished.
I am punished, Clarence. You do this to me every time I make an effort to.
All are punished, the voice specifically said.
I can't take this, Clarence. Oh, my nerves are shot. Where's Ben? Boys, where is your cousin at?
Park in the car, Sister Montgomery.
Sorry. It's me.
Oh, okay.
Parking the car,
Abraham.
Sister Montgomery.
Why don't you go order your auntie a coffee and one of them flans? Then get yourself something to eat too, baby.
Thank you, Sister Montgomery.
What?
I ain't even gonna tell you.
They sit at a table. The cashier, the cook, and the dishwasher watch Abraham and his cousin Johnny look over the menu.
Pasón de verga, hijo, ya ves.
Siempre hablas de la verga, mi Sansón. ¿Sí o no, cuchucho?
Neta, ¿qué onda, güey?
A dog of the house of Montgomery moves me, cabron.
I bet he does.
Gestures and whistles.
Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. You won't be laughing so hard when I start throwing vergazos, way.
Ya, con tus putazos no names. Just do your job, Sansón. Take their order. The quarrel is between our masters.
And us, their men.
Takes out
Hey.
an order pad to Abraham.
Hey, can I help you?
Yeah, man. A cup of coffee, one flan, and I'll take the super burrito.
¿Qué tipo de carne?
Say what?
What kind of meat do you want?
What you got?
Gregorio and Chucho give Sanson a stern look.
We have chorizo, camote, chostomo.
Chostomo.
Chucho struggles not to laugh. He bites his thumb.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. It's the most popular burrito we make and the most filling.
Is that right? What, do you think that's funny, homie?
Come on, guys. We don't want any trouble here.
Then why your boy over there biting his thumb at us? Think we don't know what that means?
Do you bite your thumb at us, sir?
No, senor. I do not bite my thumb at you. I bite my thumb so I do not laugh, senor.
He doesn't mean anything.
Chostomo, camote, try the chorizo. You think we're stupid, man?
Enter a female social worker. She walks over to the nurse's table.
If you're trying to start a fight, senor.
Fight, sir. No, sir. I'm a child of God. But I bet your boss wouldn't appreciate y'all insulting his paying customers like.
He doesn't appreciate your pastor's son not having the huevos to provide for his own child, desgraciado.
The devil's a lie.
All right, puto. You all need to leave now.
Sanson climbs down from his stool behind the cash register.
We're not going anywhere. We have a right to.
Sanson walks around the counter, rolling up his sleeves. He carries a fishing bat.
You want some vergazos? Te voy a romper la pinche madre.
You can't be serious.
Sanson's 4'11" frame is dwarfed by the Montgomery boys. He looks up at them with defiance, then gestures to the door with his fishing bat.
Sanson, no, don't do it.
They're not worth it, Sanson. Just put it down.
The Montgomerys laugh. Sanson whacks Abraham's foot with the fishing bat. A fight ensues. It spreads into the audience. The little boy screams in fright. His mother shields him from the fray. Enter Benjamin Montgomery.
Hark, fools! Put down your weapons. You know not what you do.
Ben tries to separate the men. He finally pries Sanson's fishing bat away from him just as Officer Tybalt Camacho enters. Tybalt draws his service Glock.
Drop the weapon.
It's me, Tybalt. I'm just trying to stop these.
Drop it, Ben. I'm not playing with you. Do it now, or you're about to ride the lightning, asshole.
Ben complies.
Now raise your hands. Turn and face me nice and slow.
Hey, I'm just trying to keep the peace, Tybalt. Put your gun down, bro. Come on now. Help to part these men with me.
Peace.
Holsters
Hey.
pistol.
I hate the word.
Tybalt frisks Ben thoroughly.
As I hate hell, all Montgomerys, and you.
Enter another officer with his gun drawn.
On pain of torture from those bloody hands, throw your mistempered weapons to the ground, motherfuckers. Do it now.
Gregorio drops his spatula.
106 Krupke. We're all secure here.
Enter Don Andres Camacho.
¿Qué demonios está pasando aquí? Sansón.
Ese pinche moronazo no se manizó, señor. He threatened all of us.
Where is Andre? Where is my grandson?
The little boy is crying.
And that is me, I think.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Great. Are you happy now, Benjamin? See, this is exactly why I have to have supervised visits with your tired ass.
I didn't do anything.
You never do anything. Oh, poor Ben. Always the victim, right?
Yeah.
Here,
Tosses duffel bag.
why don't you change your son? You have 2 hours with him.
Hey, he's 4 years old. He doesn't need.
I'm going to take a nap in my dad's office. I've been working 30 hours straight.
What's in the bag?
Underwear, a t-shirt, and some socks from the time you scaled my balcony for that whack-ass booty call. I was asking for you.
Oh, there's Grandma's sugar lump. Come on, baby. She picks him up. Grandma's got you. It's all right, my boy.
He said chostomo, chorizo, and
Amote.
No, please. Just give him to me. You don't know how to handle him when he gets like this.
He takes Andre from Sister Montgomery's arms.
Now, wait a second, Camacho. We still have 2 hours with the boy.
Juanita Prince blows a whistle. Her hair is wild. Her clothing is ripped and stained.
Officers, come here, please. I need you to call CPS for me. Miss Camacho, come here, please. You too, Mr. Montgomery. All of you, actually, because this concerns everyone.
They gather around.
3 civil brawls. 3 times the peace has been disturbed in our streets. I have seen your citizens walking around with rusty garden shears, afraid they might need to defend themselves from getting bum rushed. When the next one of your family visits turns into a street fight. It doesn't even sound real when I say that out loud, and yet it is very real. Except this time it was me who got bum rushed.
Pastor Montgomery looks at his wife as if to say, I told you so.
This is an unsafe environment for Andre. Listen to me. If ever you cause a disturbance like this again, Andre will become a ward of the court to pay the forfeit of the peace. Do I make myself clear?
Both Montgomerys and Camachos nod in agreement. Juanita sighs, then dusts herself off.
Great. Then I suppose it's safe to say this supervised visit has concluded early today, as I am clearly in no condition to supervise anything right now. I think I may have broken a toe.
Don Andres and Pastor Montgomery exchange hard looks.
Now, you all need to disperse. I mean it. Let's go. Go home. We'll just try this again next Sunday. All right. Happy Halloween. Officer Krupke, can you please help me to my vehicle? Thank you, sir.
So exit. Don Andres takes little Andre with him. Only Benjamin, Pastor, and Sister Montgomery remain.
Who on God's green earth started this abomination? Son, you weren't even finished parking the car before it descended to blows.
Hey, I was only trying to separate everyone, Mama. Then Tybalt busted in and pointed his pistol at my head. I'm telling you, he looked like he wanted to straight up murder me, Mama. Thank God we were in a public place, or we might not even be having this conversation right now.
Oh, where is Romeo? Saw you him today? Right glad I am that he was not at this fray.
I almost got shot, Mama.
You still here, ain't you?
Yes, Mama.
Where's your brother, Ben? Please. Hear jazz guitar. On the opposite side of the stage, spotlight up on Romeo playing guitar.
I had a lot on my mind, Mama, stressing out on this visit and everything. So just before dawn, I decided to go for a walk. Around 6 a.m, I ran into Romeo over on Crenshaw.
I am blind and I cannot see.
He was in front of the King Youth Center. There's a recording studio in there called The Grove. Romeo saw me coming, then ran inside before I could even speak to him.
You out there, you're pretty evil. Don't bother me.
I worry about our son, Clarence, staying up all night, doing God only knows what, sleeping all day, windows blacked out with tinfoil. Something ain't right, Clarence.
Black and portentous must this humor prove, unless good counsel may the cause remove.
Enough of the King James Version, Clarence, please. If you want to say something to me, just say it.
Right on then.
Right on for the darkness. Right on for the darkness.
I'll just go and get the car.
He exits. Benjamin, listen to me. Now you are your brother's keeper. You know that, right?
Yes, Mama.
She takes hold of Ben's wrist. Then I need you to find out what's going on with him. Do this for your mama.
All right, Mama, ow, step aside. I'll know his grievance or be much enough.
Ben walks across the stage. Romeo continues to play guitar. Lights up on the Grove recording studio. Ghost is programming beats. Johnny is on organ, Baltazar on bass. Abraham sits at a drum kit. The Blackfriars is printed across the front of the bass drum. Music fills the space.
You're late.
Today was Andre's visit day, man.
Ben approaches a pair of bongos on a stand. He plays.
Okay, wait a second, guys. Are you going through with this? I should start rolling.
Yo, what happened to your mouth? Oh no. Again, Ben.
Ben steps up to the microphone and sings.
Oh, brawl in love, oh, love and hate.
Something about to give, y'all.
At least that's what my daddy used to say. Sad hours seem so long, so very long. But it's 9 o'clock in the morning, baby, and I just had a gun to my dome. And over on the east side, she's been putting it down since the sun came up like a feather of lead, baby.
This love heavy than a motherfucker.
What can I do? What can I say? Is there another way?
Nope.
God, when all you do is hit on me, then you shit on me, then you sit on me, and put it down. Cold fire. Cold fire.
It's not the line. It goes, oh, brawl in love, oh, love and hate. You got me sleepwalking, you got me street walking with the ghost of you and me.
Oh, yo! A sick man in sickness makes up his will. A word ill urged to one so ill. I aimed so near when I supposed y'all loved.
All right, good mark, man. And she's fair. I love.
A right fair mark, fair cuz is soonest hit.
In that hit, you miss. She'll not be hit with Cupid's arrow. She hath Diane's wit and can spit. Ah, shit. To the left, to the left.
The bad blood, our love brought into the light, poured all through the night.
In the
city
of
angels. In the
In the
city
of lost and lonely angels.
in the city.
Act 1, Scene 2, a street. Enter Don Andres and Bishop Paris.
I do not want Julio living in the city, Your Grace. Absolutely not. He needs to have his own room on campus, preferably near the gymnasium, or perhaps close to where the priests live.
I don't know, Andre. Listen to me. I'm going to say something to you, not as a priest, but as your friend.
Si, padre.
Have you ever seen Saturday Night Fever, Andre?
A película?
Yes, Andre, with John Travolta and the parents and the older brother who become a fallen priest.
I don't remember that part.
The best part of the movie. They're at the dinner table, and the priest finally stands up to his mother and tells her that he is never returning to his order. And then she slaps him across the face. Either way, it's about expectations.
Julio knows what is expected of him, Father.
Our expectations, Andre, and the pressure we put on the children because of them. Look, I've been at Notre Dame 20 years now, and I know how much this means to you, how much it meant to Lupe, not to mention the financial commitment you are about to make.
Money is not the object, Padre. Mi vale madres. It's just that Julio is all... I'm sorry, Father.
I just want you to be absolutely sure that this is what Julio wants. Wants to before you start pouring money into plane tickets, condos, and catering, only to end up like Mrs. Robinson, God forbid, swearing and pounding on the other side of some glass door because your daughter jumps on a bus with some guy she just met, then rides off into the sunset wearing a wedding dress.
You've seen too many movies, Padre.
I've seen a lot, Andre. I hear everything.
And what do you hear, Padre?
I'll say this. Julio is at a very tender age, Andre, especially after graduating from high school 2 years early, which is a credit to you as a father. But he's dealing with things that you and I have no frame of reference for. These are different times, Andre.
Well, perhaps you should speak to Julio yourself, Padre.
I couldn't do that.
I see, yes. That night I hold on a custom feast, whereto I have invited many a guest, such as I love, and you among the store. One more, most welcome, makes my number more.
Wait a second, I know that one.
Chucho, give the paper.
Agui, trudge about through Echo Park, find those persons out whose names are written there, and to them say, my house and welcome on their pleasure stay. Come, go with me.
Exit Andres and Paris.
Paul Sorvino.
Chucho looks at the paper.
No mames, Andres. Esta madre es en inglés.
Stop. Andres and Paris are gone.
Que poca madre.
Chucho looks toward the king center, then back at the paper in his hand.
La Rosaline me va a audar.
Hear music. Chucho crosses the stage, lights back up on the grove.
That was good. That was very good, but it wasn't great.
Dang, Mr. Lawrence, tell us how you really feel.
Tell it like it is.
Don't get me wrong. Oh, Brawling Love is a great song. Capital Punk, great cut. Pretty Piece of Flesh, brilliant song. Sweet Rosaline, not so great. Sorry, Romeo. I'm just keeping it real. But what I'm saying is that you all come in here and you bring this simultaneous joy, pain, and disappointment that is life in Los Angeles, and you make it sing in ways that I haven't heard in a very long time.
Right on, Mr. Lawrence.
But when you come into the studio, you need to come correct. You understand me? Don't come in here messing around, wasting precious recording time. You need to step into this space and put in the work. And if you do, I promise you, we will create something truly great. You feel me?
So I do.
Yes, I do, Mr. Lawrence.
All right. Happy Halloween, everybody. And how may I help you, sir?
Hola, Chucho, pásale. This is my cousin Chucho, everyone.
Hola, buenas noches. Rosa, ayúdame, por favor.
Claro. ¿Qué onda, Chucho?
¿Sabes leer inglés? No?
He hands Rosalind the paper. Ben dials a number on his cell phone.
Claro, dice Senor Martinez and his wife and daughters, LA County Commissioner Anselmo and his beauteous sisters, the Lady Widow Leticia of Downey, Senor Placencio and his lovely nieces, Las Murosas de Van Nuys, no me digas, Mercutio and his brother Valentino et Ocho, my uncle Andres Camacho and his daughter, his son and daughter, and of course my most fair and beautiful niece, Rosaline, so yo, Senor Valentino and his cousin Tybalt, El Sangron, and our lively tia Elena La Borracha. Es todo, Chucho.
Hey, Christina's not answering my calls, Ro.
She's getting ready for the party.
Oh.
Yo.
No, hell no. Wait a second. Rosaline, where are you going?
See, that's your problem right there, Romeo.
What do you mean?
You never listen to anyone, especially to the people who you claim to care about the most.
What are you saying?
What I should have said weeks ago.
You mean?
Hi, Romeo. You don't love me, boy. Come on now. You say you do, but you're in love with, I don't know, like this idea of being desperately in love with someone, Romeo. But that someone is not me. And we both know that. Come on now. Chucho, we don't want to be late.
She exits.
Wait a second. Rosaline, where are you? Chucho, come on now, homie. Wait up. Not you too, man.
Chucho, don't do us like that. Where y'all going, man?
Chucho stops. He turns to face them.
I will tell you without asking, amigo. My patron is the rich and famous Don Camacho. And if you be not of the house of Montgomery, I pray come and crush a cup of wine. Oh, I'm sorry. You are of the house of Montgomery. So that means you are not invited, baboso. Pero sabes qué? The only guarantee we have in this life is that our luck always changes. Sí o no, culeros?
He exits laughing.
That Chucho's a cold piece of work, man.
Hey, still no answer, Ro. I'm telling you, Andre could end up in foster care if everyone keeps messing around like this. That Miss Prince is no joke, my brother. And now Christina won't even talk to me.
Talk to her at the party.
What party?
Everyone groans.
Oh.
Yo, Ben, didn't you hear a word Chucho said?
Chostoma?
Ugh. Don Camacho's Halloween party is tonight.
I heard him say that we're not invited.
Mercutio is.
Mercutio's back from Afghanistan?
He's been back 3 months now since he got out of the Marines.
Damn, I haven't seen him.
No one has. Everyone's kind of scared of him nowadays, but Mercutio's invited. We could all go down to the party is with him, and while we're there, you can just slip away and talk to Christina.
That's your plan?
I don't know. It's more like a feeling I have. Like this could be a night that changes everything for everybody.
You riddle me this then, Blackula. How in the world is no one gonna recognize 5 big-ass Montgomery brothers walking into a party together in East LA?
Romeo smiles to audience.
We'll go as mariachis.
Act 1, Scene 3. Hear mariachi music playing over a radio. Christina sleeps on a couch in her nurse's uniform.
Julio,
Christina pulls a pillow over her head to shut out the noise. Enter Don Andres.
Julio, ¿dónde está mi hijo? Where's my son? Christina, call him forth for me.
Where is my son? Pa, you said that you were going to watch Andre while I slept for an hour before I have to go back to the ER. Oh, por Dios. It's only been...
Julio!
Aquí estoy, papá. ¿Qué pasó?
Ahí está. Gracias a Dios. Christina, please leave us. I need to speak with my son in private.
Christina holds her father's gaze. She rolls her eyes, then heads for the door.
Christina, wait. Lo siento, mija. Please stay. This concerns everyone. The future of our entire family.
Okay, no pressure there.
You know how young my son is, yes?
Down to the hour and minute, Pa.
I'm standing right here. Why does everyone always talk? I'm not even in the room.
Beaming with pride.
Mi querida tiene 15 años, and yet this young man has just been accepted into the college of his dreams.
Julio doesn't turn 16 till November 2nd, Pa, on the Day of the Dead. What are you talking about?
This man,
Julio and Christina look at one another.
este boxeador, named after the great Julio Cesar Chavez himself.
Andre shows a barrage of punches at Julio. He blocks them with ease. Don Andres roars with delight.
Ya, Pa, ya, espérate.
Julio has just become the youngest man, además el más joven mexicano, to become one of the fighting Irish of Notre Dame. ¿Cómo la ve?
It is an honor I do not dream of. How, Pa? I didn't even apply to Notre Dame.
I applied for you. Then I spoke with Bishop Harris at the Mendoza College of Business, and you, my son, will become the first Camacho to go to the Ivy League University, and Tacos Verona will be yours to take into the next century, probably online, with little drones flying tacos al pastor through all the windows of the Chicana. But that's our future, mijito. ¿Cómo ve?
I'll look to like if looking liking move, but no more deep will I endart mine eye than your consent gives strength to make it fly.
No mames, hijo. Plainly, if I pay your tuition, will you attend Notre Dame? Si or no?
It's Shakespeare, Pa.
What is that supposed to mean? You want to become an actor? Un cantante?
I at least wanted to try.
Yo lo probaste, hijo. You were in high school. You were in High School Musical and that other horrible one, Los Peludos Desnudos y la Chingada.
Christina looks to Julio confused.
Hair.
You had your fun, Julio. When I was 12 years old, I was selling tacos de canasta from mi BCI, cabrón. It's time to grow up and become a man. No, mamón.
Enter Chucho in a panic.
Señor, es un desmadre. Guests are everywhere asking for you, asking for dinner to be served, and they're still waiting for you to make the toast, señor.
Vagui, we'll follow you, Julio. The bishop is waiting for you too.
Chucho and Don Andres exit. Julio grips his scalp in frustration. Christina touches his shoulder.
Are you sure you still want to do this tonight?
If not tonight, when, Christina? When will anyone ever see me for who I am?
Orale pues. Go, girl. Seek happy night to have happy days.
Julio laughs. He hugs Christina.
Gracias, Tina.
They exit. Act 1, Scene 4, Boyle Heights. Projection of a boarded up Queen Anne-style house. Trick-or-treaters pass by with bags of candy. Enter the Blackfriars carrying their instruments, dressed as mariachis, their faces painted white with black eyes and black lipstick.
Who lives in the haunted house?
Cushio, bra.
No wonder people scared of his ass.
A shadowed figure low crawls along the rooftop, then descends to the stage unnoticed.
Whatever you do, don't say anything about Mercutio's not Scar Man, because he flips out.
Hey, I ain't gonna talk about nobody's scar.
Yeah, and don't look at it either.
The shadowed figure creeps through the audience, watching the Blackfriars' every movement.
Hey, what happened to him?
The ID blew up in his Humvee. Mercutio was the only one who survived. Go on, knock on the door, man.
I ain't going up in that motherfucker.
No, the ones who wanted to go to the party.
Silence.
Bunch of cowards. Man, I'll do it.
Ben walks to the door and knocks. No one answers.
Yo, Mercutio. Hey, it's open.
Let's just get out of here, man.
Mercutio, it's me, Romeo.
They enter the house. Projections transition to a low-lit interior, dilapidated staircase, military pictures, awards, family photos. Music plays over a crackling AM radio.
I'm so tired of being alone. I'm so tired of on my own.
Mercutio.
A shirtless man in tactical black fatigues claps a hand over Baltazar's mouth and presses the blade of a USMC K-bar to his throat. Everyone screams.
No!
Cut. Stop. And you're done, fool.
Mercutio, stop. It's me, Romeo.
Romeo. Damn, brother. How you been, man?
He releases Baltazar. Baltazar collapses to the floor. Mercutio embraces Romeo, lifting him off the ground. Abraham stares at the scar covering Mercutio's cheek and neck. Ben tries to help Baltazar to his feet.
Look at you, all grown up and shit.
Come on, man, put me down.
Mercutio complies.
Damn, what you been drinking, man?
What the hell are you looking at?
Nothing, man.
Romeo smacks Abraham's arm.
Yo, Mercutio. We're all heading up to Don Camacho's Halloween party. Want to come with us?
Halloween.
Romeo and Ben look at each other. Romeo shakes his head. Ben gives him a hard look.
Yeah, man. Hey, it's going to be great. The whole band's going. Why don't you come with us?
Ooh-rah! I'll go get a case to put my visage in. A mask to put over my other mask.
Mercutio staggers to a cabinet and returns with a bottle of bullet, rye, and a plastic Phantom of the Opera mask. He puts it on.
What care I what curious eyes doth
Gestures.
coat my deformities?
He takes a profound drink from the bottle.
The Phantom of the Opera is there.
He points to Romeo's temple like a pistol.
Inside your mind, cuz. Let's roll.
That's some freaky shit, man.
How so, killer?
I dreamt it all this last night. Seriously.
So did I.
What was your dream?
That dreamers often lie.
Lie in their beds where they dream things true.
A wind blows the front door open with a bang. Everyone reacts. Mercutio laughs.
Oh, then I see Santa Ana have been with you. The red wind of the Kauai Indians. She shows us how close to the edge we all are. Her home is a giant cave in the Mojave Desert that leads directly to the lair of the devil himself.
Don't be saying that, masked man.
Jesus.
Her murder winds blow hot and dry into gangsters' ears, inciting drive-bys as she blows on lovers who on lovers blow. And she blows on the pimp who slaps a whole stable downtown where the grapes of wrath are sown. She blows on lawyers who blow their clients' cases, lining the pockets of their coats. In the field, she blows young soldiers into
Draws knife.
cutting, barring throats. This is the hag that blows in the door as you rush in, full fucking breach, till bouncing Betty blows your goddamn balls off. You understand me, private? When she,
Pointing knife at Ben, then at Romeo.
when she,
Peace, Mercutio. Peace, man. Woo. Thou talkest of nothing, all right? Come on now, brother. Give me the knife.
Mercutio sighs. He complies, then places his forehead to Romeo's.
true, I talk of dreams, which are the children of all the brains, blown out by the very same winds of war, blowing from the Afghan Kush to South Central LA, cousin.
This wind you talk of blows us off course. We done ate dinner already, and we gonna arrive too late, man. Come on.
I fared too early, for my mind misgives. Some consequence yet hanging in the stars shall bitterly begin his fearful date with this night's revels, and expire the term of a despised life closed in my breast by some vile forfeit of untimely death. But he that hath the steerage of my course direct my sail. On, lusty gentlemen.
What the hell does that mean?
Let's blow.
Exit Ronald.
This year Halloween fell on a weekend. Me and Blackfriars trick-or-treating.
One, scene 5. An outdoor courtyard adorned with colored lights. A projected banner reads, Los Charros Negros. The Blackfriars play as Ben takes a microphone from its stand.
Celo.
Celos es un terrible mal que me tormenta, corriendo por mis penas sin clemencia. Cuando te veo colar y te me ausantes.
Costumed couples slow dance. Chucho, Sanson, and Gregorio serve drinks and hors d'oeuvres. Ben watches Officer Krupke slow dancing with Christina. They are in their uniforms.
Celos de todos los que pasan a tu lado, de algún recuerdo que haya del pasado, que logré separarte de mis brazos.
Celos.
No más de imaginar que me de lloros, punales se me claven en el alma. No puedo soportar que a otro amaras.
Celos.
Jamás pensé que yo sintiera eso. Y al verte tan hermosa, lo comprendo como no. Que lo que me quiero.
Oh, Padre, if only Lupe were here to see this night. She would have been so happy, so proud. Where has the time gone?
Indeed, she would, Andre.
You would, Andre.
Don Andre looks toward the entranceway and reacts as if seeing a ghost.
Lupe?
Enter a beautiful young woman dressed as a fairy queen. She walks toward Don Andres and the bishop. Enter Officer Tybalt in uniform. The song ends. People applaud.
Julio. Julio. Por Dios. You look amazing considering that you're dead now some 14 years.
Do we have a Bishop Paris?
Yes, I'm here. Absolutely
Okay.
wonderful.
Okay.
Let me guess. Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and
Julia smiles. Don Camacho frowns.
Can we talk for a minute?
Of course, Father.
Great, come on. I've been wanting to try out that punch bowl all night.
Music plays. Paris and Julia walk towards the refreshment table. Then removes sombrero.
Wow, it's really good to see you again, baby. And I must admit, you're looking very, very, very nice these days. I guess life must be treating you well.
Realization washes over Christina's face as they make eye contact over Officer Krupke's shoulder on the dance floor. Tybalt notices.
Scorpio, hey man, who's the girl over there talking to that lucky priest?
No sé, Jue, pero qué cuerpazo que tiene, eh?
She showed how to burn. Her beauty, 2 torches, good for this world. I'll tell you that much. Like a dove in the middle of crows.
Ya sabes, cabrón. Mira.
Inhales with a whistling sound. Chucho heads for the kitchen with an empty tray.
Did my heart love till now forswear it? Sight for I ne'er saw true beauty till this night.
Love them and leave them.
That dirtbag's a Montgomery. I can tell by his ghetto-ass voice.
Walks towards stage.
Who dares the slave come hither, covered with an antic face, to flee and scorn at our solemnity? Now by the stock and honor of my kin, to strike him dead, I hold it not a sin.
Don Andres blocks his path with one arm.
Y tú, ¿qué? ¿Qué tranza, Gui?
Uncle, this is a Montgomery, our foe, a villain that is hither come to in spite to scorn at our solemnity this night.
Who? Young Romeo?
Oh, I knew it. Yes, Romeo too, all them black motherfuckers.
Cálmate, Gui. No seas racista, eh? Es un buen muchacho. He's more of a gentleman than you, cabrón. I wouldn't insult him in my house for all the wealth of this town. So calm down and let it go. That's what I want. And if you respect my wishes, quitate ese cara de fuchi and go get me a beer.
Benjamin Montgomery is a felon, uncle, and ladron, and I will not endure him or his delinquent bro.
You will endure him, hijo, y tu puta madre. You'll make a mutiny among my guests. After everything I have done for you, eres policía, cabrón, no mames. You don't go fight some crime instead of harassing my guests.
Uncle, it's a disgrace.
You're a disgrace. Un policía borracho male valle madres. Desgraciado, go, vete a la verga.
A poco sitio.
Al chile que sí.
All right, then I'll leave.
Fire! Baby, and you burn me up within your flame.
Officer Tybalt Camacho marches over to Officer Krupke and Christina. His eyes shoot daggers at Ben up on stage.
Took me a little higher, made me live again. You turned on my fire.
Let's go, Krupke. We're out of here.
Officer Krupke and Christina begin to argue on the dance floor. Tybalt waits for Krupke over by the exit door. Near the refreshments table, Julia has an animated conversation with Bishop Paris, gesturing, shaking her head, visibly upset.
Fire and desire, baby. Feel it coming through.
Just because my cousin telling you to go, you're gonna leave me? You're going to leave me here? You're the one who asked me to call in sick tonight. Krupke, I have a son.
Christina, I know.
You don't know shit. You have no idea what I have to deal with. You're not even from here. You just come down here to eat.
Oh, I'm sorry, Christina. I gotta go.
Because he never considers what I want to do with my life, Father.
Officer Krupke turns to leave, followed by Tybalt. Christina marches toward the kitchen door. Ben drops the mic and follows after her. Tybalt watches Ben as Julia makes a beeline for the stage. Romeo leans into his mic and picks up the song where Ben left off.
Nations perforce with willful choler meeting makes my flesh tremble in their different greeting. I will withdraw, but this intrusion shall now seem sweet. This intrusion shall now seeming sweet convert to bitterest gall.
Tybalt exits. Julia climbs on stage and picks up Ben's microphone.
You know, I remember when you used to
Love them and leave them.
Yeah.
Wild.
Then I laid eyes on you. It was pain. Before pleasure, that was my claim to fame. With every measure, tasted your teardrop stains, yeah.
Romeo and Julia bring the house down with an awe-inspiring duet. Even Don Andres is misty-eyed, scarcely believing his ears and eyes. Johnny steps forward with a trumpet and begins a sultry Herb Alpert and the Tijuana brass-inspired trumpet solo. Romeo and Julia step aside. They smile at each other. Romeo takes hold of Julia's hand as the entire world fades into the background. M.O.
Without sound. From film Without Sound.
if I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, the gentle fine is this. My lips to blushing pilgrims ready stand to smooth that rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much, which mannerly devotion shows in this. For saints have hands that pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints' lips and holy palmers too?
Aye, pilgrim, lips they must use in prayer.
Oh, then, dear saints, let lips do what hands do. They pray. Grant thou, lest faith turn to despair.
Romeo goes in for a kiss, but Julia moves away.
The saints do not move, though grant for prayer's sake.
They move not while my prayers effect I take.
They kiss. Don Andres sees them. He turns and marches back inside the house.
Thus, from my lips, by yours, my sin is purged.
Have my lips the sin that they have took?
Sin from thy lips? Oh, trespass sweetly urged. Give me my sin again.
They kiss again.
You kiss by the book.
Johnny's trumpet solo ends, bringing us back to real time. The crowd goes wild. Christina pushes her way to the front of the stage. She snaps her fingers at Julia.
Madam, your father craves a word with you.
Julia goes pale as reality washes over her. She backs away from Romeo, then hurries to the kitchen door.
Who's her father?
Our father, Andres Camacho. And if I were you, I'd get my ass out of here. Well,
She's a Camacho?
Mercutio howls with laughter. He grabs Romeo by the arm, then ushers him toward the exit.
Hey, be gone! The sport is at the best.
Romeo pulls away. He scans the crowd, trying to see where Julia has gone.
Aye, so I fear. The more is my unrest.
Everyone except Christina exits. She walks over to the refreshments table, then lifts up the tablecloth. Julia is sitting underneath.
I'm coming out. I want the world to know, got to.
Oh, please don't.
Do you? Damn, girl, you sure know how to pick 'em up, don't you?
Julio,
Ahivai, please tell me.
You already know each other. You already know each other. He's Romeo Montgomery, the youngest son of our worst enemy.
Julia grips her scalp in frustration.
Julio!
Ahivai!
Julia stands and looks toward the fence. Christina walks to the kitchen door.
Now, cabron!
My only love sprung from my only hate. Too early seen unknown, and known too late. Prodigious birth of love it is to me, that I must love a loathed enemy. Oh!
He runs to the kitchen door and exits. Lights out. Act 2 prologue. Do we want to take a short break?
Yeah, that'd be good.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay,
Great.
sure.
There. Act 2 prologue. Spotlight up on Ghost at the microphone.
Well done, Ghost. That was dope, man.
Thanks, player. So, what's this next track again?
Another prologue for the second act of the album.
What? Like the B-side or something?
No, we're going old school with Eastside Story. It's a double album broken up into 5 acts.
5? Who came up with that shit? Must be really old school.
You ready?
Let's do this.
Music plays. Ghost puts his headphones back on and steps to the mic.
Now old desire doth in his deathbed lie, and young affection gapes to be his heir. That fair for which love groaned for and would die with tender Julia matched is now not fair.
Moonlight up on an alleyway behind Casa Camacho. Romeo crouches in the shadows of a dumpster. Guests leaving the party walk past him. Rosalind and her girlfriends stop for a moment to watch Romeo. They shake their heads, then walk on by.
Now Romeo is beloved and loves again, alike bewitched by the charm of looks. But to his foes supposed, he must complain, and she still loves sweet bait from fearful hooks.
Julia leans out of a second-story window. She looks up at the full moon and sighs. Romeo stands and sees her. He ducks back down into the shadows of the dumpster.
Being held a foe, he may not have access to breathe such vows as lovers used to swear, and she as much in love her means much less to meet her new beloved anywhere.
Julia unfastens her bra, then walks away from the window.
But passion lends them power. Time means to meet, tempering extremities with extreme sweet.
Act 2, Scene 1, Exit Ghost. Romeo stands with his back against the wall. He looks both ways, then creeps down the alley and exits.
Romeo, yo, get back here, man.
Enter Romeo running. He dives headfirst into the dumpster, then shuts the lid just as the Blackfriars and Mercutio enter.
Romeo, my cousin, Romeo. Y'all see that shit?
Romeo.
Santa Ana wins, brother. I told you so.
Do we have a Johnny?
Well, they done blown his motherfucking mind, man.
Yo, I think he hit that dumpster and straight up vaulted over the top like Nia Dennis, bro.
You're a Marine, Mercutio. Hop that shit. Go get his ass.
I'll conjure for him for you instead.
Mercutio picks up a half-empty vodka bottle and holds it like a wand. Vodka spills.
Shit.
He lifts the lid of the dumpster and pours the remainder of the bottle inside. Hear a loud groan. Everyone jumps back.
There's a raccoon up in that shit.
Silence. Messing up the spell. All right, step back. This is some powerful jitsu. Romeo, humors, madman, passion, lover. I conjure thee back from the hinterlands, south of the delta of Venus. Monkey ass is probably dead, but I must conjure him. Okay. I conjure thee, thou backyard monkey, by Rosalina's bright eyes, her Charday 5 head and scarlet lip, by her fine feet, them thick-ass legs, and quivering thighs, in the regions that they're adjacent lie.
Points the bottle up at the window.
Nigram tuchas descendo.
Whacks Baltazar in the arm with his free hand.
Everyone, come on.
Negrum tucus descendo.
Silence.
Ah, screw it. Shit ain't even working, man. Good night, Romeo.
He lifts the lid of the dumpster and chucks the bottle inside. Hear shattering glass.
Mercutio out. Let's roll.
Exit all. After a long silence, the lid of the dumpster slowly begins to open. A sopping wet and slightly bloody Romeo emerges from the filth. He throws a leg over the rim and pulls himself over.
He just hit scars and never felt a wound.
Romeo flops onto the street with a thud. He lies on his back, staring up at the moon. Julia appears in a window above. He removes his earrings and eyelashes.
We only said goodbye with words. I died 100 times. You go back to her, and I go back to black.
Romeo rises.
Black.
Romeo looks up at the window and sees Julia. Surprised, he jumps back against the wall.
Black.
Recognition washes over Romeo's face. He begins to smile wider than wider.
I go back to.
What's soft? What light through yonder window breaks? It is the east, and Julia is my star.
We only said goodbye with words. I died 100 times. You go back to her, and I go back to.
Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief. That thou, her maid, shines far brighter than she. Be not her maid, since she is envious, because haters gonna hate. It is my Lady G. Oh, it is my lead singer singing to me. Oh, that she knew she were.
Julia brushes her long mane of hair as he steps away from the window. Whispers.
Damn, I should have said something. What am I gonna do now?
A rope made of bed sheets drops from the window above, landing on Romeo's head. He smiles.
Oh, yeah! Now that's what I'm talking about.
Romeo begins to climb. Just before he reaches the top, Christina leans out the window. She sees Romeo and they both scream with surprise.
What the hell are you doing, man?
Romeo loses his grip and falls back into the dumpster with a crash.
Hey, you all right, man?
Oh,
Romeo groans. Christina whistles.
oh.
Sorry, bro. Gotta go.
Ben climbs the bed sheets up to Christina's window and is pulled inside. The light in Christina's window goes out. Julio appears in the next window over, wearing a long white t-shirt. He looks up at the moon and sighs. Romeo struggles his way out of the dumpster once more and plops onto the ground, flat on his back,
Ay, me.
exhausted, lying on his back.
He speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel. He shines above me like a winged messenger from heaven who makes mortal men fall on there to look up at the sky.
He stands and dusts himself off. Julia doesn't notice.
Romeo, Romeo. Why did you have to be Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or, if thou wilt not, just play my songs, and I'll no longer be a Camacho.
Shall I hear more? Shall I speak at this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montgomery. What's Montgomery? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. What's in a name? That which we call a rose by any other word would smell sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called, retain that dear perfection with which he plays guitar without that title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for thy name, which is no part of thee, let us sing together again.
Romeo leaps on top of the dumpster.
I take thee at thy word. Become a Blackfriar, and I will be newly baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo.
My father will hear you. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Have you been dumpster diving in my
Just
spying on me and listening to my private thoughts?
It's not even like that, Julia.
That's pretty creepy, Romeo. Guys, what are you doing here? The orchard walls are high and hard to climb.
Believe me, I know, and I just
If any of my family friends finds you here, they'll kill you because of who you are.
to see you again.
What are you talking about? You see me all the time.
No, I've you for a long time, but I've never known you, the real you, not until tonight. And I just had to tell you that crush.
Are you trying to get into my bed, Romeo?
Yeah, but no. I mean, look. I am honest with you.
Shh, get down, hide.
Oh, man.
Reluctantly lets himself drop back into the dumpster with a crunch of plastic and glass. Enter officers Tybalt and Krupke on foot. Their flashlights pan over the ground and alley walls.
¿Qué onda, Tybalt? Hey, Officer Krupke. You guys still working?
Yeah, we received a complaint about a suspicious black male in the alleyway, breaking glass and stealing trash. Have you seen anything?
Oh, what do you mean by suspicious? Because I saw some people in costumes cutting through the alley. Oh, but nothing seemed off or anything.
No strange dudes, huh?
Tybalt shines a light on the dumpster.
No mariachis dressed up like dead presidents?
You mean the band? Oh, they were invited, Tybalt.
No, Julio. They definitely were not invited. Those degenerate Montgomerys crashed your father's party. And you seem to have been getting pretty friendly with one of them.
Tybalt approaches the dumpster. Hear passionate moaning off stage. It startles everyone. The officers draw their service pistols.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Attempting to seem like the one who made the noise.
Oh, yes. I know who you're talking about now. That little culero, Romeo.
Holstering pistol.
Bingo, that juvenile delinquent Romeo and his deadbeat brother. Ese pinche Morenzano, Ben.
Hey, is your sister at home?
She's coming. She sounds pretty nasty. A little pair of flute. Sounds like it's working.
Tybalt reaches for the lid of the dumpster. In a panic, Julio throws a pair of red panties down at him. They land on top of the lid.
Tybalt! Can you get those for me? They fell.
Jesus Christ, Julia, you really need to get your shit together. You know that? Your dad's gonna go ballistic if you keep this attention-seeking bullshit up. Krupke, give him back his freaking skivvies, please.
Why do I gotta do it?
Just get it done. I'm gonna go check the next alley over and go to bed, Julio.
Exit Tybalt. Officer Krupke picks up the panties with his nightstick, then passes them up to Julia.
Thank you, Officer Krupke.
Oh, don't mention it. Ah, tell your sister I said.
Krupke!
Officer
Good night.
Krupke exits. Romeo climbs from the dumpster. He slings his guitar case over his back and begins to walk away.
Oh, Romeo, wait.
Oh, damn, girl, tell me how y'all really feel about black folks.
I was trying to save your life. He was about to open the dumpster.
Juvenile delinquent? Really? You know, you're not the only one who graduated early, Julia.
He turns to me.
Romeo, wait. You are the most brilliant and beautiful boy I've ever known in my entire life, all right? Please don't go.
Romeo stops.
Why did you come back to see me? What do you want from me, Romeo?
To change the world. I want to make music with you. I mean, if you're down with that.
You're saying you want me to record with the Blackfriars?
Yeah, I do. I think we could really make something, I don't know, something that could make a difference.
Get your ass up here, Romeo.
Romeo smiles. Hear romantic accordion music. He turns and runs. With a hop, skip, and a jump, Romeo vaults off the dumpster, sails through the air, and catches the top of the wall with one hand. Julia takes hold of Romeo's free hand and pulls him up. He sits on top of the insurmountable garden wall beside Julia's window. They sit side by side, staring up at the moon. Julia takes Romeo's hand, lacing their fingers together.
You all right?
Oh, not really. How about you?
Not really. But I do feel better about up here with you.
Me too.
So, what do you do with them panties?
Do push your luck, Romeo.
I'm just messing with you. So, what's this song of yours about?
Oh my God. It's kind of like this modern spin on Marvin Gaye's What's Going On, mashed up with What's Happening, Brother, but over an acoustic reggae backbeat, sung somewhere between a backyard Long Beach Gwen Stefani and an Eastside Amy Winehouse, if that makes any sense.
Yo, that's dope. Show me.
Romeo takes out his guitar and sings. Act 2, Scene 2, Mr. Lawrence's greenhouse. Projection, rows of indica plants beneath high-pressure sodium grow light. A smiling Mr. Lawrence-shaped neon sign overlooks the grow room. Flashing text in red, gold, and green reads, I
IRLA.
Enter Mr. Lawrence, green Adidas sweatsuit, Kangol basket, and pruning shoes. He sings and raps, "Come Around" by Collie Buds, as he carefully harvests and prunes his plants alongside his crew of employee dancers, all wearing his trademark IRLA t-shirts and Kangols.
Seriously? Just a sweet, sweet Cincy, yo. Finally, the herbs come around, the high grade. When me, look for me, get it by the pound, yeah. Sweet Cynthia, come around. Me, take a little draw and pass it, go round so. Finally, the herbs come around, the high grade, where man, look for me, stock it by the pound, yeah. When Babylon come around, ask them where them go search for. Ever since the herbs slowed down, please the rude boy, dim in a showdown. Them a search round me compound. Yeah, no, I'm a man and no weed clown. I see it as rap. Find a little piece of land and I plant me homegrown so.
Dance grows more entrepreneurial, sensual, and celebratory. Enter Romeo. He joins in the dance, following Mr. Lawrence around with his own basket and pruning shears, trying to get Mr. Lawrence's attention.
Tell the youth them not fit to take pill. Too much crack and cocaine. Make the world feel ill, Enough ganja, enough spliff a build. Only ting way make man feels chill, eh? Way me say.
Finally, the herbs come around.
Yo, Mr. Lawrence.
The high grade when me look at you. Talking by the pound, yay. When Caliban come around, a pure ganja man. Just a lick from the sound, yeah.
Yo, Mr. Lawrence.
Benedicte. All right, cut. Go ahead and take 5, everybody. Woo, it's looking good. Not great, but pretty damn good. We'll see the commercial this afternoon. So everyone drink plenty of water and stay hydrated, all right?
Yes,
Yes,
Mr.
Mr.
Lawrence.
Lawrence.
All right, one love. What early tongue so sweet saluteth me, young son? It argues a distempered head, so soon to bid good morrow to thy bed. Care keeps his watch in every old man's eye, and where care lodges, sleep will never lie. But where unbruised youth with unstuffed brain doth crouch his limbs, there golden sleep doth reign. Therefore, thy earliness doth me assure thou art uproused with some distemperature, or if not so, then here I hit it right. Our Romeo hath not seen his bed tonight.
At last is true, the sweeter rest was mine.
God pardon sin. Wast thou with Rosalind?
With Rosalind, my ghostly father, no, I have forgot that name, and that name's woe.
I ain't your daddy boy, but that's good news, my son. You can't be playing with that girl's emotions. So where you stay then?
Each was my enemy when suddenly bow, someone wounded me with love and was wounded with love by me, from the window to the wall.
Till the sweet drop down your...
Yeah, it's not like that.
Plain, good son, and homely in thy drift. Riddling confession finds, but riddling shrift.
What's that mean?
It means you need to come correct and keep it real, Romeo.
I found our lead singer last night. We played together at Don Andre's party, and she wrote this song. Well, we can show you better than I can tell you, Mr. Lawrence.
Leads Mr. Lawrence across the stage to the Grove recording studio. The Blackfriars are at their instruments. Mercutio is on the congas. Julia stands at a microphone. Romeo joins her.
In this heart of mine,
Music plays.
in this heart of mine,
In this
in this heart of mine.
I see this vision somewhere in my mind. Humanity and struggles, we got all these hills to climb. This isn't working well. Maybe this one will. Let's just keep practicing. We've got some time to kill. And I see them pushing. With them we should be pulled. I see them hungry when I know them belly full. And just like concrete, so hard and so cold, we all gonna need a little shelter from the storm.
And on your road to Zion, stop for the broken and battered that trying to break the mold. The storybooks told to inherit the fire, you gotta get burned. And all that we learn in the places we go when the world is too heavy and lost all control. Leave all the things that would keep us down. But it's all loving now, nothing but loving now in this heart of mine.
Yo, you think you're trouble, what's in front of your face? You the danger is whatever gets in your way. You think the future's just one of your simple plans, and then one day you stop and maybe think again. We don't have details on God. We don't know why we're here. But in the darkness sometimes is when it's all really clear. When the night is long, the morning always comes. With all this questioning, answer it with your love.
And on your road to Zion, stop for the broken and battered. They're trying to break the mold. The storybooks told to inherit the fire. You've got to get burned in all that we've learned in the places we go when the world is too heavy and lost all control. Leave all the things that would keep us down. It's all loving now, nothing but loving now in this heart of mine. Don't hold back if there are things you want to say. Can't take for granted when tomorrow is today. Should have done something when you had the chance to take. It won't mean nothing when tomorrow's yesterday.
Hear the people, they're speaking up. The message is that we need more love. Bring us together now to make our children proud. Getting through these times, proving that we can make it out.
And on your road to Zion, stop for the broken and battered. They're trying to break the mold. The storybooks told to inherit the fire. You've got to get burned in all that we've learned in the places we go when the world is too heavy and lost all control. Lord, we've lost all control. It keeps us down, but it's all loving now, nothing but loving now in this heart of mine. It's all loving now. It's all loving now in this heart of mine.
And we've got it. That was great. And you all know I don't use that word lightly. You know what? I'm beginning to get the feeling that Eastside Story may not be a tragedy after all.
Romeo and Julia look at each other and laugh.
Or not. But congratulations, I mean it. You did something truly great today, and you all should be very proud of yourselves.
Thank you, Mr. Lawrence. Thank you for everything.
And just maybe, who knows, this album, Your Music, can be something to bring your two families together and put an end to the ancient grudge. Know what I'm saying?
I hope it can. Thank you, Mr. Lawrence. Romeo, I have to go. My dad's really on one right now. Call you tonight?
Yeah. Hey, you were amazing, you know. That was insane.
Romeo steps in front of a Halloween poster with an open grave on it. Julia reacts. She makes the sign of the cross over Romeo.
Oh my God, Romeo, I had a vision of you lying in a tomb just now.
What?
I have to go. Romeo, please be careful tonight.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Let me get a picture of everybody together.
The Blackfriars pose in front of the Halloween poster with the open grave. Romeo throws an arm around Julia. She puts on her LA Dodgers hat.
1, 2.
Julia makes a V sign beside her eye. Hear the camera click.
Beautiful. Thanks, guys.
Julia kisses Romeo on the cheek, then exits. One by one, the Blackfriars exit, leaving only Romeo and Mr. Lawrence.
Ah. I'm scared, Mr. Lawrence.
Of what?
Of what comes next.
Listen to me, Romeo. Whatever happens when you walk through that door is going to come and go, just like all the other moments in our lives. What you did in here today will live on. People will remember your story, Romeo. Trust me.
Romeo smiles. He hugs Mr. Lawrence, then walks through the door. Hear piano opening to Ghost Towns. Projections transition to Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. Police lights flash. Mercutio and the Blackfriars are kneeling in a row on the sidewalk, their hands clasped behind their heads. Officer Krupke reads Mercutio's driver's license info into his police radio. Tybalt sees Romeo approaching.
Comes my man.
2,
sorry.
Scene 3.
Here comes my man.
Tybalt draws his service Glock and points it at Romeo.
Boy, this shall not excuse the injuries that thou hast done me. Therefore, turn around, nice and slow. I want you to clasp your fingers together behind your head. Do it now.
Romeo complies.
Turn and face me. Now, I want you to get down on your knees. Let's go. Hands behind your head, 1 knee, 2 knee, just like the rest of your gang over there.
Oh, come, this dishonorable, vile submission.
I gotta record this on my phone.
Do not put your hands down, Ben.
I'm tired of this shit, man.
Ben slowly lowers one hand, reaching for the phone in his back pocket. Tybalt notices. He points his pistol at Ben.
Put your hands up.
Alexa, record video.
Ben raises his phone toward Tybalt. Tybalt fires, striking Ben in the chest.
Drop it.
Ben falls onto his back, clutching his phone. Tybalt shoots him again.
Tybalt, stop.
A hot wind blows. Mercutio grabs an empty 40-ounce bottle from the gutter and smashes it over Tybalt's head. He stabs Tybalt in the throat with a broken bottleneck. Officer Krupke points his pistol at Mercutio.
Put your hands up.
Mercutio complies. Officer Krupke cuffs Mercutio, then rushes to aid Tybalt. He feels for a pulse. Hears sirens approaching. The opening to Walk On By Isaac Hayes plays in the background.
Oh my God, Tybalt.
A crowd gathers. Mercutio looks down at Tybalt, then over at Romeo. Police officers arrive on the scene, guns drawn. They handcuff Romeo as the opening music reaches its climax.
Plague on both your houses. They've made worms mean to me.
Projection of a paddy wagon. Officers escort Mercutio, Romeo, and Abraham off stage in handcuffs amid cries for justice coming from the growing crowd. Lights out. Projection. KTLA 5 breaking news title sequence music plays. Action news anchors Kit Marlowe and Ben Johnson sit behind the KTLA news desk.
Breaking news, cell phone video of an unarmed African-American man being fatally wounded by an LA sheriff is going viral tonight. Demonstrators have gathered at the King Youth Center on Crenshaw Boulevard in Los Angeles, demanding justice for the death of Benjamin Montgomery, who died at the scene. The video recorded by Montgomery's cell phone captures Montgomery's final moments as he is shot multiple times while on his knees by LA Sheriff Tybalt Camacho. Camacho also died of injuries at the scene when a bystander assaulted the officer with a broken bottle while trying to stop him from shooting the unarmed Montgomery. The following video contains graphic and disturbing content.
Point of view video plays. Tybalt walks toward the camera. He fires his pistol. The camera looks up at the sky. Tybalt steps into frame again, looking down. He fires again. Mercutio smashes a bottle over Tybalt's head. They fall out of frame.
A candlelight vigil is being held in front of the King Center as people gather from across LA County to express their grief and frustrations with the LA Sheriff's Department's use of deadly force in what many are calling an execution-style shooting of an unarmed Black man. Dick Burbidge is live at the King Center. What are you seeing, Dick?
No
justice,
justice,
no
peace,
peace.
no justice.
His name.
Benjamin Montgomery.
Say his name.
Benjamin Montgomery. Kit, the crowd down here has literally tripled in size over the past few minutes. A police barricade is being set up across the street by officers in riot gear, as it seems they are preparing for an attempt to seal off this crime scene. 3 arrests so far have been made. Mercutio Jackson, a former United States Marine who fatally wounded Sheriff Camacho, is expected to be charged with first-degree murder, as well as Montgomery's brother and cousin, Romeo and Abraham Montgomery, both of whom have been booked as accessories to the crime.
Hear a scream of grief. Projections transition to the Camacho kitchen. Tears stream down Christina's cheeks as she watches the news on a television monitor. Little Andre sits on her lap. Candles burn in the ofrenda on the wall, beside photographs of family members. Don Andres stands at an island preparing pan de muertos while cooking mole on the stovetop. Enter Julia as Julia. Don Andres turns off the television.
Christina, I know that we can't watch this anymore.
Christina, today?
I'm sorry, I lost everything.
Page.
Oh,
I'm desperately trying to get back on.
Okay.
So please read my part for the time being.
Papa, I can't have this conversation with you now. Please, I'm sorry. She carries Andre off stage in tears. Don Andres places round loaves topped with bony fingers onto baking sheets.
Why are you doing this, Julio?
Julia, Pa. Don Andres laughs to himself.
La neta mi vale, Julia. If you want to run Tacos Verona in a dress, then I say yes to your dress. Look at your Uncle Isa. No one is going to turn their backs on you for being who you are, mi explico? Not in this family.
Gracias, Papa.
I just don't want you to end up like your sister. Ben is dead. Andre has no father now. Your cousin is dead, Julia. No good can come of this with Romeo. Not that the Montgomerys are bad people. Al contrario, son gente decente. It's just bad things happen all around them and to our family when we are with them. I do not know why. I just know what I have seen with my own eyes. And that is why, mi amor, you are flying back to Indiana with Bishop Paris tomorrow after your birthday party, and you will begin a new chapter in your life at Notre Dame.
Papa, I cannot.
You will. You are leaving this city, Julia, before you get into any more trouble. Do you understand me? Si or no?
Si, Pa.
Así es. You have your whole life ahead of you, hija. Don't throw it away.
Why did Tybalt kill Ben?
Your cousin's heart was filled with hate, Julia.
Don Andres places the baking sheet into the oven. He produces a shoebox from a drawer, then searches for photographs inside it.
Why?
Holding up
Such a
photo.
happy boy, Tybalt. Look at him, always smiling.
Is that Tio Miguel with him?
Sí, es mi hermano.
How did Uncle Miguel die, Pa?
You don't know?
No one will ever tell me.
Well, maybe this will help you understand.
Don
Come.
Andres hands Julia a photograph, then walks over to the ofrenda. He places the picture of Tybalt next to a black and white photo of a smiling young woman.
Just before you were born, Miguel and I opened Tacos Verona in Carson. I managed Tacos Verona, Rampart. Miguel ran Carson. Tybalt was 10 years old. One night, while your uncle was closing, Tybalt was waiting in Miguel's truck outside. While Miguel locked up and set the alarm, 3 Morenos with guns walked up to your uncle and shot him in the back. then took all the money. Tybalt saw everything, and Miguel died right there on the sidewalk. And that is when Tybalt stopped being the boy in this picture.
Oh my God.
After Tybalt became Policia, Christina got pregnant with Andre. Ben lost his job. Then Ben gets arrested for driving a car in some robbery in Long Beach and goes to jail for 2 years. I always liked Ben. He reminds me so much of my brother, Neta. And for the past 3 years, Ben has been a good father to Andre against all the odds. Perol, the social workers, and I saw how hard he was working to do right by Christina and to be a part of his son's life. But to Tybalt, every time he looked at Ben, the only thing he could see fue el ladrón, the thieves who killed my brother. ¿Me explico?
Ay, Tybalt.
I like Romeo. Es un buen muchacho. But he is in a world of trouble, Julia, and you cannot go down this road with him. How many more deaths will it take for us to learn, mija? Because that is the way this story ends. Te lo juro que sí. People are going to die over this, blood that has been spilled. I just could not handle losing you too.
They embrace. Julia places the photograph of Miguel inside the ofrenda. She lights a candle, then exits. Don Andres pours himself a tequila. End scene. Act 3, Scene 1. LA County Jail visiting room. A wall of booths separated by clear plexiglass. Inmates visit with loved ones, speaking through telephone receivers. LA sheriffs stand in each corner watching the visiting area for impropriety. Mr. Lawrence and Baltazar sit at a visiting booth. Enter Romeo, orange LA County jumpsuit. He sits down and picks up the telephone receiver.
How you doing, man?
Not good, Mr. Lawrence. Oh, they killed him. We didn't do nothing, and now everyone's calling me a cop killer, man. I shouldn't even be here. I'm not even 18. Mr. Lawrence, and they're keeping me housed in the adults and the protective custody. Fucking bad in here. Some crazy motherfuckers in this place, man, and I'm scared. All right. I don't think I'm gonna make it, Mr. Lawrence.
Listen to me, Romeo. Like it or not, it's your time to be smart, because they want to nail all of you for Tybalt's death. Thank God your father has friends in Washington who are demanding accountability for what happened to Ben. The video is everywhere, Romeo. People are marching in the streets.
Where is it?
I didn't know. I'm. What am I gonna do, Mr. Lawrence? And what happened to my father?
In the next booth over, Pastor Montgomery stands. He waves to Romeo, then taps on the plexiglass.
Over here, son.
Romeo walks over and picks up the receiver. Enter Abraham. He sits down in front of Mr. Lawrence.
Daddy, I didn't do anything.
I know, son, and the Lord has said, this shall not stand. We found favor with the judge, son. The prosecutor is reducing your charge to obstructing an officer, and you are coming home on Monday, Romeo. Praise God. Reverend Sharpton and Ben Crump will be in the courtroom with us Monday morning.
All her life she had a gas stove.
But it's Friday, Daddy, and the sheriffs in here are bad news. See the way they look at me?
Pastor Montgomery looks at the sheriff standing near the doorway. The sheriff makes an X with his forearms. A pair of crossed axes are tattooed on the inside of the deputy's wrist. He glares at them with unfiltered hatred.
I rebuke thee, Satan, in the name of Jesus. The blood of Jesus comes against you. Surround my son, dear Lord, in thy divine light of protection. Let no one or anything penetrate that light. Give him strength, Lord, to descend into the pits of hell, and on the third day, rise and go free. Take my son Ben unto your bosom, O Lord. For thy will, not my will, be done. Glory to God. In Jesus' name we pray.
After Montgomery and Romeo place their palms together on each side of the plexiglass, all of the people in the other booths do the same.
Time's up.
Just make it until Monday morning, Romeo. You hear me? You got this, son?
Yes, Daddy.
Exit all. Act 3, Scene 2. Mr. Lawrence's grow room. Bishop Paris walks down an aisle admiring the variety of indica plants. Enter Mr. Lawrence.
Here you go, Your Grace. Butterscotch CBD oil. Compliments of the house. Bless you, Larry. Julia and I have to leave tomorrow, and these long flights are so hard on my back these days. That's sudden. I didn't realize she was leaving, especially after everything that just happened. Andre is trying to hear that, Larry. He thinks it's too dangerous for Julia to stay here, and in this case, I must agree with it. Well, speak of the devil.
Enter Julia wearing all black.
Preparing for the journey, Julia?
That may be, Father, but not till we embark on it.
That maybe must be, my dear, come Sunday morning. I'm sorry.
What must be, shall be.
Word up. That's a certain text. I will leave you two. See you at your father's, Julia. Adieu.
Takes another look at his vial of CBD oil.
Butterscotch CBD. True apothecary indeed.
Exit Bishop Paris. Julia grips her scalp in frustration. She marches down the aisle, then screams.
Easy, girl.
Julia pops a switchblade open, then turns to face Mr. Lawrence.
Do I have to slit my wrist, Mr. Lawrence? Because I don't know what else to do.
Well, what you're not doing is pulling a knife on me, homegirl. What do you think this is? West Side Story? Come on, put that away. Give me the knife. Thank you.
Julia embraces Mr. Lawrence tightly.
It's gonna be okay. We don't gotta go there, all right? There are other ways. Trust.
Oh, what should I do, Mr. Lawrence?
Go home, be merry. Tomorrow is Saturday. Come Monday morning, Romeo's charges will be dropped to obstructing an officer. He'll be free to go, Julia. So, if you have the revolver to slay yourself, I'm just saying that it is likely thou wilt undertake a thing like death to chide away this shame.
What does that mean, Mr. Lawrence?
Shows her a vial.
Zombie powder from Haiti. Tomorrow night, make sure you're alone. And when you are in bed, take this vial, dilute it in water, and drink it all.
What will it do to me?
Your pulse will stop, your flesh will turn cold, and you'll stop breathing. It will seem as if you were dead.
How long will I be unconscious for?
You won't be. You'll be wide awake and fully aware of everything happening around you. That's how a zombie is made. It's experiencing being buried alive that makes the victim's mind snap and become convinced that they are a zombie. Now, you won't be able to move and your body will be stiff like a corpse. You'll remain in this death-like state for 42 hours. Then suddenly you'll wake as if from a pleasant sleep. When Bishop Paris comes to pick you up on Sunday morning, you'll appear to be dead.
Es un indio, Mr. Lawrence.
Then, as tradition demands, you'll be dressed up in your best clothes, put in an open coffin, and carried to the Camacho family tomb at Forest Lawn. Meanwhile, I'll send Romeo word of our plan. He'll come over here when he's released from county, and we'll keep a watch for you to wake up. Monday night, take one of my rides and take a little road trip up to Oakland. My cousin has a studio there where we can finish recording Eastside Story. Then everyone lives happily ever after. What do you say?
So, What's it made out of?
Burned and ground up human remains, usually bone, a small tree frog, a poly-shaped segmented worm, a large New World toad, and one or more species of pufferfish.
Presta.
Para la orquesta.
Mr. Lawrence places the vial in the palm of Julia's hand. She makes a fist, then smiles.
See you on the other side then.
Julia takes a deep breath. She nods, then walks down the aisle. She exits. End scene. Act 3, Scene 3, Casa Camacho kitchen. Enter Don Andres with Chucho, Sanson, and Gregorio. He hands Chucho a sheet of paper.
Invite all the guests on this list, please.
Sí, señor, pero
¿Qué tranza, Gui?
están en San Diego, señor. Es muy lejos. Esa madre.
Hijo de su chingada madre? It's a small leave. It's an email list. You're not going to San Diego, baboso. Just vete a la chingada. Go, Sanson.
Sí, señor.
Bring me 20 of the best cooks in Los Angeles.
Sí, señor. Que se chupan los dedos.
The cooks?
Sí, señor.
Why make the cooks lick their own fingers, cabron?
Because only a bad cook would not be willing to, señor.
Sacate a la verga. Hija de su. Go! Out of my sight!
Sanson exits.
We're never going to be ready. Es aún desarte.
To
¿Ya
Ari.
ve? I'm surrounded by una bola de pendejos.
Don Andres looks to Gregorio, who waits his orders with trepidation.
What? Has my daughter gone to Bishop Paris?
Your
Sí, no seas transphobico, puto.
Gregorio looks to the audience and back to Don Andres.
Forsooth, señor, your daughter went to see the bishop. Ahí viene.
Enter Julia.
How now, my headstrong? ¿A dónde fuiste?
Somewhere where I learned that being disobedient to my father is a sin. Holy Bishop Paris instructed me to get down on my knees and beg for your forgiveness, Papa.
She kneels down.
Perdoname. I beseech you. From now on, I'll do whatever you say.
Que padre. Now that's a priest. The whole city owes Bishop Paris a great debt.
Help Julia to her feet and embraces her.
Gracias, mi amor. I know this is difficult, but you have made the right decision, neta.
Enter Christina, dressed in black with dark sunglasses.
Christina?
What page are we on?
68.
Finally got back on. What page?
Bottom of 68.
68, yeah, okay. Okay,
Christina?
okay. Here
Want
I
to come
go.
help me pick out what I'm going to wear for the trip? The last line.
Yes, there we go. It's the last line. Yeah. Do it yourself. There's time enough tomorrow.
She pours herself a shot of tequila. Don Andres takes the shot from her and drinks it himself.
Go on with your sister. Tomorrow we say our goodbyes.
Julia and Christina exit.
We shall be short in our provisions, señor. 'Tis now near night.
No te preocupes. I will stir about, and all things shall be well. I warrant thee, Gui. Vete, go thou and help Julia pack. I'll not go to bed tonight. Déjame solo to play the housewife this one last time.
Exit Chucho. Don Andres walks to the island and turns on the stereo. Piano music plays as he puts on an apron.
En la sala del hospital, a las 9:43 nació Simón.
Don Andres begins to cut onions, preparing Julia's favorite meal, carne en su fugo. Tears roll down his cheeks.
Es el verano de 2006. El orgullo de Don Andrés por ser varón.
End scene. Act 4, Scene 1. Projections transition to Julia's bedchamber. Enter Julia and Chucho carrying a suitcase and duffel bag.
Yes, those are my best clothes. But gentle Chucho, I pray thee leave me to myself tonight. I have to say many prayers to move the heavens to smile upon my life, which, you know, is troubled and full of sin.
Enter Christina.
Are you busy? Oh, still need my help?
Claro que sí. That'll be all, Chucho. Muchísimas gracias, eh?
Exit Chucho. Julia and Christina embrace.
I'm sorry.
Drying
This
eyes.
has been so hard, Julia. Pero sabes que you still have a choice. Mia, your Romeo is alive, so you follow your heart, okay? Do what is right for you, not for Papa. Life is too short. Julia, believe me, I know, but it's too late for me. Just promise me you'll follow your heart.
Te lo prometo.
Christina kisses Julia on her forehead.
Buenas noches. Get thee to bed and rest. I fear you are going to need it.
Exit Christina.
Farewell. God knows when we shall meet again. My dismal scene I needs must act alone. Come, vial.
Holds out the vial.
What if this mixture do not work at all? Shall I leave for Indiana in the morning? No, no mames.
Pops open her switchblade.
They shall forbid it. Lie thou there.
Lays her knife down.
What if Mr. Lawrence mixed the potion to kill me? Is he worried he won't make as much money off Eastside Story if we're all still alive, like Suge Knight did to Tupac? Mr. Lawrence was the sound engineer at Death Row before he got locked up. Huh? I fear it is. And yet methinks it should not, for he hath still been tried a good man. What if, when I am laid into the tomb, I wake before the time that Romeo come to redeem me? Oh, there's a fearful point. Shall I not then be suffocated in the vault? Oh, there's no healthy air to breathe in there. Will I die of suffocation before Romeo comes? If I live, I'll be surrounded by death and darkness. There will be bones, hundreds of years old in that tomb. My ancestors' bones. Tybalt's body will be in there, freshly entombed, and his corpse will be rotting. They say that during the night, spirits rise from their tombs. Que poca madre. I'll wake up and smell the stench. I'll hear the screams that drive people mad. If I wake up too early, I go insane with all these hideous fears and start playing with my ancestors' bones and pull Tybalt's corpse out his death shroud. Will I grab one of my dead ancestors' bones and bash in my own skull? Look, methinks I see my cousin's ghost seeking out Romeo. Stay, Tybalt, stay. Romeo, Romeo, Romeo. Here's a drink. I drink to thee.
She drinks and falls down on the bed, her eyes wide and fixed upon the audience. End scene. Act 4, Scene 2. Projections transition to morning. Sunlight illuminates Julia's body. Her eyes still gaze directly at the audience. Enter Christina.
Julia, come on. Wanna levante. What are you staring at? Julia, Julia, Julia. Oh my God, Papa. Ayúdame. Por favor, help. Someone help me.
Enter Don Andres.
What noise is here?
Dia malditio.
Don Andres rushes to Julia's bedside.
Dios mío. Dios mío. Vida mía. Levántate, por favor. O déjame morir contigo.
Papa, she's dead.
No. She's just so tired, mija. That's all. It's from all my complaining, Mira.
He attempts to lift Julia's arm, but it's as stiff as a board. Christina
I'm
takes
calling
out
the
something.
police, Pa.
She's not dead. She's, oh Dios, qué horror. Helado su sangre, ridillos sus miembros. La rosa de sus labios. Death lies on her like an untimely frost upon the sweetest flower of all the field. Ora infeliz.
Enter Bishop Paris. He attempts to pull Don Andres off of Julia's body.
Andre, stop, brother. She's gone. I'm so sorry, Andre. Let her go. Come on, it's okay.
He embraces Don Andres.
Accursed, unhappy, wretched, hateful day, most miserable hour that e'er time saw in lasting labor of his pilgrimage. But one poor and loving child, but one thing to rejoice and solace in, and cruel death hath cast it from my sight.
Enter Officer Krupke with a bevy of law enforcement and first responders. He reaches out to touch Christina's shoulder.
Stay the hell away from me.
Exit Christina weeping. Officer Krupke leads Don Andres outside to take his official statement. The LA County coroner arrives. He stands next to Bishop Paris, looking down at the wide-eyed body of Julia.
Well, it is a Sunday, but I suppose I should still do an autopsy anyway.
Julia groans. Her eyes are fixed on the audience.
What the hell was that?
It's
the corpse, rookie. Sometimes gases escape through the mouth and make noises. You'll get used to it. You were saying, Father. Oh, Ben Johnson. Oh, this is the father. I need to make a note of that. It's, out of fucking final draft. Yeah, that's the Bishop Paris. I mean, yeah.
Okay. Don't you think this family has been through enough, Danny? His nephew was just killed on duty yesterday. Now his daughter has committed suicide, obviously. Can't we just make the official cause of death here at the scene that way? We can take her body to the Camacho family tomb, as is the custom, and begin the healing process. I don't think he can handle any more trauma.
There'll be hell to pay, Father.
Isn't there always, Danny? Please, as a favor to me.
All right, Your Grace. I'll sign off on the paperwork now if you promise to put in a few extra rosaries for the Fighting Irish to make it into the Peach Bowl. Deal?
Thank you, Danny.
Julia groans with relief.
That's one gassy corpse.
Show some respect for the dead. Shame on you. Danny, can you give us a hand, please?
Sure. Come on, guys. Let's go. We're transporting to Forest Lawn, Hollywood.
Paramedics place Julia's body on a gurney, then carry her off stage. Exit all. Act 5, Scene 1. LA County Jail visiting room. A haggard-looking Romeo sits at a visiting booth with a 1,000-yard stare. Enter Baltazar. He picks up the phone, then taps on the plexiglass to get Romeo's attention. Romeo picks up his receiver.
You all right, man?
Abraham's dead.
What?
Say he hung himself in his cell. They killed him, brah.
Who?
Romeo says, "Who do you think?" Romeo gestures toward the sheriffs. They gaze at Romeo with unfiltered hate. One of them makes an X with his forearms.
Look, man, you just got to make it till tomorrow morning and you'll be free to come back and hang out with us, man.
Okay, I gotta say, I'm at the point. I don't have anything else
Oh,
on the script that I have.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, how
Uh-oh.
weird. Is it still loading for you?
No. I opened up a Google Docs.
Oh.
Can you share the screen, Stella?
Actually, I'm on a different computer. Can somebody else share screen?
Yeah,
Okay,
wait.
let me enable.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Why isn't it letting me allow other people to share? Okay. Anybody know what to do here?
I
Um,
can
here,
send
here,
one.
here.
If someone can,
I got it.
forward one to
Eric, if you can chat your email address, I can email the script, the
Yeah,
PDF
that's
to
what
you.
I'm just doing.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Oh, okay, I got it. Let's see. What,
yay.
Okay.
Page 81.
75.
Oh,
Yeah, who you
All
think?
right.
Yeah, there we go.
oh. That's all right.
So
let's see. What was the last line?
Look, man,
who you
you
think?
just got to make it till tomorrow morning and you'll be free to come back. out.
Tell that to Abraham. Where he at? I have a court date tomorrow, Balthazar, but I may not even live to see it. Thanks for coming, though, man. Have you any word from Mr. Lawrence or my dad?
Nah, man.
How doth my lady then? How's Julia taking all this? I mean, you know, it's probably killing her, man. So was a cousin, and
I have to tell you something. I have to tell you something, Romeo.
but nothing can be ill if she be well. Know what I'm saying? That's my heart right there.
Then she is well and nothing can be ill.
What?
Her body sleeps in the Camacho family tomb at Forest Lawn in Hollywood. She killed herself last night, Romeo.
Stop playing, man.
I'm sorry, cuz I didn't want to be the one to tell you, but I didn't want you to find out on your own.
Then I defy you, stars. They're out to sea, Balthazar. Don't you have a message for me from Mr. Lawrence?
the sheriff in the doorway begins to walk toward Romeo's booth.
No, man, he's at the funeral as we speak. I came straight here to tell you the news.
No, get thee to Balthazar.
Come on now, cuz your looks are pale and wild.
Get thee gone, motherfucker.
Sheriffs rush Romeo. They attempt to restrain him. An alarm sounds.
Romeo!
The sheriff's body slammed Romeo onto the ground, pinning him down.
Leave him alone.
They handcuff
You're
Romeo
gonna
and
kill
drag
him.
him, kicking and screaming from the visitor's room.
Julia!
Deputies usher all of the visitors to the exit. Exit all. End scene. Act 5, Scene 2, the Grove Recording Studio. Enter Johnny wearing a N95 mask.
Yo, Mr. Lawrence, where you at?
Enter Mr. Lawrence.
Damn, Johnny, I was just beginning to worry. What says Romeo?
Yo, I went to my cousin's so he could give me a ride to LA County, but when I found him, he was locked down with a virus. My mom tested positive this morning, so we all have to quarantine at the house. Mr. Lawrence, I'm sorry I couldn't go. I shouldn't even be here, man, but I wanted to let you know what went down.
Then who took my letter to Romeo?
I couldn't get it to him. Here it is.
Gives Mr. Lawrence a letter.
I couldn't get a message to bring it to you either because they were so scared of spreading the infection.
Unhappy fortune. The letter was not nice, but full of charge, oh dear, of dear import, and the neglecting it may do much danger. Johnny, go fetch me a crowbar. I gotta put in some work tonight.
I'll bring it to you, brother.
Exit Johnny. Mr. Lawrence takes out a spliff and lights it.
Now I gotta go up to that tune by myself. Within 3 hours, Julia's gonna wake up and freak the hell out if Romeo isn't there. I'll send the letter to county with Ghost then, and I'll bring her back here till Romeo gets out of court. That poor living corpse, she's locked inside a dead man's tomb.
Exit Mr. Lawrence. Act 5, Scene 3. Stanley Mosque Courthouse, Los Angeles. Prisoner bus parking ramp. Projection of a Los Angeles Sheriff's Department bus opposite a statue of Abraham Lincoln. Sheriffs with shotguns escort a coffin full of shackled prisoners in orange LA County jumpsuits to the subterranean entrance of the courthouse. Romeo last in line. The deputies motion for him to stop. A sheriff removes Romeo's handcuffs and escorts him aside.
And over there, place your hands behind your head.
Romeo complies. The sheriffs look to one another, then turn off their body cameras.
Why y'all turning off your body cams, man?
One of the sheriffs hands the youngest deputy a service Glock.
This belonged to Deputy Sheriff Camacho.
Wait, I didn't do anything.
Shut your mouth, scumbag. Hurry up, we don't have much time. I don't know if I can. That piece of shit killed your brother, officer. Time to earn your ink, rookie.
Please don't do this.
Do you want to be an executioner or not?
The young deputy takes aim. The pistol trembles in his hand.
Do it.
Please.
Central, we have an attempted escape in the loading dock 4, requesting backup.
Hear a gunshot. Romeo sprints off stage, clutching his shoulder.
After him.
A barrage of gunfire erupts as the sheriffs pursue Romeo on foot. Alarms and sirens sound. Exit all. Projections transition to the LA Metro train tracks. Piano music plays. From opposite sides of the tracks enter Camachos and Montgomerys dressed in black. They snap their fingers to the rhythm of the music. Baltazar sits on a cajon and plays along with the rhythm. Enter Romeo, bleeding, running in place as helicopter searchlights pan over the audience and stage. Everyone claps in unison to the beat of the music. Romeo sings as he runs in place.
I've got no need for open roads, 'cause all I own fits on my back. I see the world from rusted trains and always know I won't be back.
He
'Cause all my
clutches
life
his shoulder and winces in pain. He just barely avoids a searchlight. He begins to walk.
'Cause all my life is wrapped up in today. No past or future here. If I find my name's no good, I just fall out of line.
Romeo runs in place again.
But I miss you, but there's coming home. There's no coming home with a name like mine. I still think of you, but everyone knows if you care, let it go.
He runs down the alleyway behind Casa Camacho. He reaches into the dumpster, puts on a black hoodie, then continues to run.
I've seen more places than I can name, and over time they all start to look the same, but it ain't the truth we chase. No, it's the promise of a better place.
He runs past Mercutio's house.
But all this time I've been chasing down a lie, and I know it for what it is, but it beats the alternative, so I take the lie.
Romeo crosses Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, heading for the Crenshaw Mall.
I still miss you. There's no going home. There's no going home with a name like mine. I still dream of you, but everyone knows. Everyone knows if you care, let it go.
Romeo approaches Mount Cavalry Church limping. He hides behind a bush, catching his breath just as a line of police officers enters in riot gear. The black-clad Camachos and Montgomerys pick up signs and become a crowd of protesters.
No justice.
No peace. No
No
justice. No
No
peace.
peace.
Say his name.
Benjamin Montgomery. Enter Pastor and Sister Montgomery. Pastor Montgomery addresses the crowd.
Brothers and sisters, please listen to me.
Silence falls over the crowd.
I beseech each and every one of you gathered here tonight, in the name of Jesus, do not give the devil the victory by letting violence reign over these streets. That is exactly what they're waiting for us to do.
Justice for Benjamin Montgomery.
My son Benjamin is dead, and as we speak, the police are searching for my youngest boy, Romeo, hunting him down like a dog. He has committed no crime other than being young and black.
No justice, no peace.
Peace.
So I have every reason to be angry with the officers standing over there, chomping at the bit, waiting to descend upon God's children with violence and destruction. But I cannot. We must not meet anger with anger, my brothers and sisters, for I was.
Take your
Take
time,
your
Pastor.
Hey.
Hear rubber bullets and tear gas canisters being fired. People scream, projections, video of people clashing with police officers. Fires burn, sirens wail, helicopters with searchlights fly overhead as Pastor Montgomery's apocalyptic vision unfolds in real time.
I was born by the river in a little tent, oh, and just like the river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will.
Romeo pulls the hood over his head. He walks away, limping through the crowd. He turns and looks back at his father.
It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die, 'cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky.
It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will.
There have been times when I thought I
I couldn't last for long, but now I think I'm able.
Yes, I'm able now, Father,
to carry on. It's been a
long time coming,
but I know a change gonna come.
Yes, it is.
I know a change gonna come one day, son.
Yeah, I know change bound to come, Father.
Projections, video of police officers arresting peaceful protesters. Fires burn in the streets.
Yes, it will.
Yes, it will.
Yes, it will.
Lights fade. Music becomes dark and ominous. Lights up on the Camacho family tomb. Act 5, Scene 4. Enter Mr. Lawrence with a crowbar. He pries open the lock on the tomb's gates. Enter Romeo, staggering and out of breath.
Romeo, oh my God, you're wounded.
I'm sorry, Mr. Lawrence. I tried, but they...
Shh, easy, son. It's gonna be all right. Take my phone.
Turns on phone light.
Go inside. I'll get help. Julia should be waking up any moment now.
Say what?
Quickly, now. I'll be right back.
Mr. Lawrence exits. Projections transition to the interior of the tomb. Candles burn. Julia lies on her back, covered with a lace shroud. Romeo limps across the space. He sits down beside Julia, bloody and exhausted. He takes her hand. Julia regains consciousness. Pulani?
Yeah, I breathlessly said, Romeo. Breathlessly.
Sorry, I'm late.
He collapses. Julia sits up,
Romeo, you're hurt.
lying on back.
Just a scratch. I miss you so much.
You're bleeding. Give me the phone. I'll call for help.
No, that's suicide, though. They'll kill you if they find you with me. I'm fine. I just need to rest for a second.
Julia looks at her hands. They are covered in Romeo's blood. She dials 911.
Emergency operator 1623. Please state your name and your emergency.
Wait,
Yes, this is Julia Camacho. My boyfriend's been shot. He needs help, please.
What is your boyfriend's name, please?
Romeo shakes his head.
Romeo Montgomery.
Romeo Montgomery is there with you?
Yes, he's bleeding badly.
Is he armed, Miss Camacho?
No, he needs an ambulance, please.
Stay on the line, Miss Camacho. An ambulance is on its way.
please go, Julia.
Julia cradles Romeo's head in her lap. She wipes the perspiration from his brow.
Not going anywhere. Just hold on, baby. The ambulance is almost here. Can't you hear it?
Sirens wail in the background.
An ambulance. Just leave me.
I can't.
Julia, please tell me Mr. Montgomery's exact location in the building.
Julia throws her phone away. She caresses Romeo's forehead as she sings to him. Tears stream down her cheeks.
We only said goodbye with words I died 100 times.
The sirens grow louder.
I love you, Julia.
You go back to her, and I go back to...
Lights out. Gunfire, screams, and muzzle flashes fill the theater space for what seems like an eternity. Police officers in tactical gear and gas masks move about the smoke-filled darkness, their weapons at the ready. Flashlights pan over the stage.
Are we clear? Suspects are down. I have no pulse on the female. Same here, no pulse on Montgomery either. Room is secure. They're both dead, Sergeant. Strong work, gentlemen. Punisher gonna punish. All are punished. Nice double tap on the tranny, Donovan. Everybody out, let's go. We got to secure this crime scene.
Exit all. Silence. Act 5 epilogue. Projection. Juanita Prince stands in front of a multitude of microphones at a press conference. Officers stand beside little Andre behind her.
A glooming peace this morning with it brings. The sun for sorrow will not show its head.
A drum beat fades in. Spotlight up on Ghost. He steps up to a microphone.
Go
Hence
hence.
to have more
and
talk
we'll talk of these sad
sad
things.
things.
For some shall be pardoned and some punished. For never was a story of more woe than that of Julia and her Romeo. Her Romeo. Her Romeo. Romeo.
Ghost removes his headphones. He looks back up at the control booth and sighs. He puts on his hoodie, then exits. Projection, the Eastside Story album cover. Beneath the text, a photo of Romeo, Julia, and the Black Friars posing in front of the Halloween poster with the open grave behind them. East Side by Benny Blanco plays. Fan.
Ooh. Awesome.
Oh, woo, that felt good.
Well, we got blessed by Dick Burbage. It was supposed to be wow. May I ask what that means? Double tap on tranny? I don't understand.
Oh yeah, when you hit head and heart, bop, bop, how you train to do it on the transvestite, basically.
Hit meaning fire, head, and heart.
Yeah, he
Shoot
got her in the head.
Whoa! Whoa! Okay. Wow. I wish I had known what that meant. Boy. Whoa. Okay. Wow.
Well,
Yeah.
very contemporary.
And no, a change ain't gonna come, unfortunately. If it happened in East LA today, that's kind of what I had to ask myself. What would happen? Would they get, well, yeah, they'd get their asses killed. Yeah. Police would kill them.
Well, all the
And that's what-
reverberations of what's, with the George Floyd and everything, it's lovely to have that all. I
Yeah.
mean, hey,
Yeah.
so much fodder out there to make it real, yeah?
Yeah. So suicide by 911 call. Oh man.
Most people would understand that double tap thing. I'm probably in the minority.
I didn't know it either.
I was wondering how she died, so that explains it. I was wondering that connection. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I got it from the context, but I didn't know it
Uh-huh.
either.
But now I know.
Yeah, cops and their whole pride in their shots and all that stuff as they're checking the bodies. Nice double tap.
Trophies.
Yeah, no kidding. That's one of the things that led me to do that, because riffing off of what goes on in the prison system, that's where it begins. There are literally gangs of LA sheriffs. That's Maxine Waters got the FBI to launch an investigation into the LA sheriffs because of this. In Compton, you have the executioners, and they got tattoos, and they got mouse pads with the gang symbols. The East LA has the banditos, and to get in the gang, you have to break an inmate's orbital bone and send him to the hospital. So, I mean, it's literally vigilantism. And in the prison system, like, they have gladiator fights where they get a black and Mexican to fight to the death, and then they bet on them. I mean, it's gotten out of hand. So it just speaks to that whole fine line as they're looking for black and brown criminality. It's within their own ranks. So much is going on nowadays where even their other colleagues are scared because they won't get backup called if they don't accommodate the gangs or get jumped into the gang. And it's just ridiculous. So it's like, yeah, let's shine a light on it. Might as well.
Wow.
The thin blue line, you know.
The whole premise works, I think. And it's so since I know two of your pieces, there's elements that only you can provide because of your military history and all that kind of stuff too. But it also anchors that in that very modern sense of how we deal with situations. So that's, the guns and the cops and the people in full gear and everything coming in, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
This is very much a Kepano style with the whole musical soundtrack going on. You've got it all mapped out musically from beginning to end, it seems.
And that whole idea of, the time, right? That time of dying, Halloween, Day of the Dead. It's when they come back and walk with us. And in Pastor Montgomery, again, this idea of foresight and being prophetic. And, he saw it from day one, and he's the only one who can really see ghosts, and he sees the audience, but no one believes him, he's our Cassandra in a way, And
the cultural things, the baking of the bread, all that stuff that really is so anchored in the culture is really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that, if someone came out is trans in a Mexican family, it's not that big of a deal. Everybody's going to expect the father who's going to flip out. All that's like, whatever. I ain't worried about that. I'm worried about you ruining your life. It's like,
that was cool.
Yeah, I like that.
I was at last night. I was at Trejos Tacos, and that was completely the location in my head for where some of those guys were there.
Yeah.
I kept thinking, if you ever really did this in LA, there would be great, like, you could cast, parent child in it, like Eddie Almos and Bodie Almos as one as they did. I mean, would work really well. I kept expecting, and you might consider it as a technique, since you're using the phone for the video, you could jumpstart, I think, some of the exposition with text messages.
Oh yeah.
I mean, people could get texts from that, and you could use text as a scene transition too.
Yeah.
As a lead-in, someone picks up a text and it jumpstarts a scene.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, just think about it, because you're using the phone as a technique, for the video, grab anyway in it.
And that's kind of our stage setup, the way we've staged the Blackfriars cuboid. It's literally an intersection of two runways with, just like Stanley Kubrick, these are walls that represent the barriers we face trying to get over, but they're screens, even though they're textured and they're speaking, it's the alleyway, and that just makes it into this holodeck. But you have all that screen space that really, you know, is right in your face, and that is all the text coming up just whoop, whoop.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
It works.
So all you
we
need is
read Roger's Mother Jones just a little bit ago, and it had all these projections too. And I loved how both you and Roger integrate the visuals with what's happening. That's where we are in terms of technology. They have that
saves
reinforced and-
so much money. It's like all you need is 12 folding chairs, and then everything else just comes up this way, you know.
It's a miracle.
And when done right, because you folks, it's clear to us in your choices, because I've seen people use projections that go over the actors. Now, you can use it for effect, but the whole dang show shouldn't be that the screen is behind the actors, you're projecting from the front. You folks know better, which is
you give it
wonderful. It has
just
to have
5
finesse.
feet straight up, so all they got to give from the wall is 3 foot from the wall, and they're good, you know, and nothing's coming out on anywhere else.
Yeah, you do it right. Yeah.
I just can't wait to hear, you know, change gonna come. It's just everybody in the pastor in on Andreas's generation, you know, you got that whole intergenerational thing, and you know, hearing all of that where it's like he's afraid that, you know, got to have some Sam Cooke in there.
I like Christina, the nurse, too, to have the nurse there and to
an RN,
you gotta have her there. So it was a cool way to bring her into that. Yeah.
And the balcony scene, I really wanted to go back to Commedia dell'arte, to vaudeville, all that stuff where it's just like, you know, the classic physical comedy where the lover's under the bed, the husband comes in, you know, just all that repeat again and again and again into the dumpster. And where with Mercutio, it's like, you know, the bottle literally kills him in threes, right? He's drinking the whiskey and he does the vodka, and then finally it's a 40 ounce, and that's what ends his life, basically, because he's going to jail for life. You know, that's unfortunately.
It's a brilliant choice that he's a vet and he's suffering from PTSD and he's going off the deep end. I was really wondering what you were going to do with Mercutio, and that totally works. Totally works.
And then Queen Mab, I was like, you know, Raymond Chandler, everybody talks about the Santa Anas, and it also is like a remake of Breathless by, you know, Godard was with Richard Gere, and it's the Santa Ana wind, stoking up the fires, drive us crazy, you know, and Angelino's all, you know, that hot Dog Day, do the right thing kind of, you know, them hot summer nights where, especially with global warming, maybe lasting into the fall, where that's it. It's something bad is going to happen. Yeah.
And your whole style of when something's so intense and there's a zinger that makes everybody roar. And I know that's in Moore as well, the Pacific Othello. So, you know, there's that kind of, it startles us back into reality and gives that whole sense of we are watching this unfold, folks. Yeah. The layers at one time. Yeah. And the talking to the audience and those little asides, which is Shakespearean too.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that one, the one with her being in Hair at one point. It's like, you've had your fun. All right. You know, you're in that High School Musical and that other filthy one with all the crazy naked people.
No, we haven't seen the Narco Macbeth. I've looked at all the pictures on your website. Is it a piece in the sense of all three?
Yeah.
They work together. Yeah.
That one that was a wild one, you know, and that's who really mentored me on projection design, because they brought out Eric Pearson to direct from Brooklyn, and he's Wendell Harrington's watch out operator over at the Yale School of Drama. And he had just finished doing Tyson on Broadway, and she's a master. She started this stuff back in the days of Tommy, and her idea of projection is architecture, where again, you don't need all that stuff. She goes, when things get heavy, maybe an inference, like when Lady M, Doña Macbeth Marquez is finally, you know, out damn spot. There's just a giant cameo here, a fragment of some pearls, and that's it. It's just all starts to get more and more claustrophobic instead of realistic, you know. And then Eric also was the one to play with that space where we have this vast space that we're playing over, even for like the murder scene, where it's like, you know, we can't compete with film for violence. So our theatrical vocabulary of violence, let's go dancerly. So we used paint, and the witches would come and just smear paint on the back, and they would take the dead with them, and they were dressed as, you know, the Catrinas, the Day of the Dead skulls and all of that stuff. And Hecate was the goddess Tonantzin, so you had that, you know, and Eric always.
Is it available to be viewed?
Yeah, it's on YouTube. They've been teaching it all over the place. That's kind of what got this going. Was we put it for free up on YouTube, and then it got into Shakespeare and Latinidad. Now they're publishing it down there at Arizona State, the Medieval and Renaissance Center, in a book called Bard in the Borderlands, which is an anthology of borderland Shakespeare's. So now people can put it on at other schools, and it finally made its way back to the Stratford Institute and get to Zoom with them, or what was it, Trinity College in Dublin, and we were talking about it and all that stuff. They watched more at Trinity College, which was really cool. And this whole idea of Shakespeare, because no matter what, we do Shakespeare in America, it's theater with an ER, not an RE, because, you know, and Shakespeare is political here. That's why we got the Folger. You know, we own the most Shakespeare in the world. We got, I don't know how many folios in there in the vault. So it's like, so for us, and it's in DC, it's on the National Mall, the three people that make up that 18th, 19th century American consciousness, right? You got the Washington Monument, the Lincoln Memorial, and the Folger Shakespeare Library. You know? So we can't help but see our politics in it. And, you know, Lincoln, all the people who've used it. Our president was killed by a Shakespearean actor. So, you know, Booth, in the Booth family, and who they were in the world of the stage. So it's like, that's where we are. And I figure since Shakespeare was used to create a lot of the racial inequity in this country, like blackface and minstrel shows and all that, and Desdemonium, and, you know, yes, Master Shakespeare and all that. Well, then it's time we put him to work to help undo some of it by changing the narrative. Since it's harmful, it's like, can we put on Othello right after George Floyd? No, not as written. You know, we have to take that license, I think, if we want to do some good, because if not, then we recapitulate these things that started the stereotypes in the first place, you know. So it's like, yeah, let's do it. Why not a transgender Mexican Juliet?
I'm going to give you one more production design idea. I don't know if you've seen Fruitvale Station. I'm still on the texting thing. In Fruitvale Station, you know, it's brilliant the way they use text. In the scenes, they're speaking dialogue, but they're texting subtext.
Oh,
and
nice.
You're seeing the text on screen at the same time that they're saying words, but the real meaning is what's coming through in the text. You might be able to, it's really ingenious the way you've contemporized the language, but there might be moments of real Shakespeare that they're texting each other as subtext.
Nice.
I think I think there are places where you could do that, like with the Queen Mab speech and with the balcony scene and stuff like that.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, take a look at Fruitvale Station and the way they use text messaging to balance text and subtext in different times.
I like that. That can really help too when we have Spanish being spoken as well. You know, that's very, very good. That's a beautiful way to bring all that in.
Oh, that should be an app, subtext messaging.
Yeah, you've got a subtext. I love that.
Kepano on YouTube, to get to that Narco Macbeth link, do we put your name in, or do we put the name of the show?
I'll pop it in the chat here. Let me see. Here we go. Let's go like that.
Night, Steve.
Gotta go. Bye, everybody. Wonderful to see you.
Good night, Stephen. Thank you all.
Good night.
Therese.
Therese. Good night.
There we
Bye
go.
bye.
Copy this. And this will give you an idea of what it looks like. And there we go there. If you could show that real quick, Yesteda. Are we still screen sharing? Oh, no, we're not.
You put it in the chat. Everybody should be able to see that.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and I just chatted in the Fruitvale Station trailer
find online as I get on
let's
stage.
see.
Google.
Oh, that's Fruitvale Station. Perfect. Got it. And then that one goes to, yeah, there we go. So that was the production site. And that was just such a great experience. I mean, getting to do new play development with Eric was, because he's a film guy. Then he went to get the MFA at Yale, and then learned production design.
Sorry, color mine. That was me probably.
Oh, yeah.
Got it. Got the links. Thank you.
But that's how it happened. I originally was doing Oedipus, and I was doing Oedipus at Colonus as a neo-noir in Santa Cruz, when all of a sudden El Chapo escapes from prison. I'm a dramaturg on the summer festival of Macbeth. That's how I was ending the MFA. I had to intern for a summer as a dramaturg. And I'm so immersed in Macbeth, and I'm supposed to do this drastic rewrite over the summer to my Oedipus. And I couldn't even think about Oedipus. And then Chapo escapes. And then Trump comes down the escalator and starts talking about Mexicans are rapists and they're bringing drugs. And I'm just like, oh my God, I got to do it. I go home and I told Stefan's mom, I'm like, a narco Macbeth. She goes, don't even think about it. Don't you dare. They're building sets for the neon sign for noir. And I'm like, just let me try it. I could do this in 2 weeks. I know it. I know Macbeth so well right now because being with these great dramaturgs. So I did it and then sent it to him as a revision. And he's like, this is not a revision. This is a new play. This is Macbeth by Robert Rodriguez. He's like, you know what? I don't care. I'm coming to California. I'll do anything. I'll handle the department. I think it's timely. We should probably do it. So yeah, let's do it. He's all, but that's not a rewrite. And then the department chair, she's like, are you crazy? She goes, I thought it was bad working with Tony Kushner. He comes 10, 20 pages. This is 90 pages of new stuff. She goes, okay, well, this will be interesting. I guess I'll do it myself. So she was doing the walls, the texturizing, and somehow we made it. And then of course more, a pandemic and people dying, and it was insane, but somehow it came out, and there it is. It's all over the place now and dancing away.
And I think the people in the group may have gotten wind of the fact that Justina directed that at UH Hilo.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah.
That's a big one. There is that, every time they talk about it, they're like, wow, what was it like working in Hawaii? And what, especially the people over in
pandemic.
London. Yeah. That was the first thing they asked over there at the Stratford Institute, because they're like, oh, the language, they love that. And the military thing, they're like, oh yes, because the Americans are just so imperial and all. It's just like, who are you calling imperial? Majesty. But it felt so good to see more back in England and Ireland and all this stuff, and the way they saw it. They were just like, they loved our Trump. They're like, a Filipino Trump. That's fabulous. Oh man. Yeah. So they call it the base world, because this whole idea of, Shakespeare in the military and how is throughout the Pacific, how much of that is American imperialism from the Philippines to Guam and all of this stuff. So now it's in that book, Moving Islands, and where they're talking about the militarization of Shakespeare, and all of that good stuff. But yeah, here we go again to East LA.
I want to say mahalo because I just get so excited about new ways of looking at Shakespeare. It's so exciting. Yeah.
This time, I really am excited about getting high school kids involved. That's why I wanted to do RNJ, because it's a young play and it gives roles for kids, and high school age kids to really roll up the sleeves. That's what made me want to do another piece like this again, because when we did the Narco Macbeth, it was great, but it was for a bunch of, wealthy white people in the Santa Cruz mountains and stuff. And there was here and there, you saw the color here and there. But, it was sold out and they got the tickets, and except for the students of color who got in, and they were at the matinees. So it was kind of like when I stepped out, and there was this kid, he was related to one of the witches, and he was smoking a cigarette. He was from East LA. He's like, hey, you wrote this, eh? I'm like, yeah. He goes, hey man, I'd never seen no Shakespeare before, but this is like Shakespeare for us. That's what stayed in there. I'm like, Shakespeare for us, because everybody was like Shakespeare for everyone. And in fact, they were teaching in a class called Shakespeare for all. And my advisor's like, no. Shakespeare for us. It needs to be specific. That's the point. If you want to take it back, it has to be just indigenous, or it has to be a Mexican Shakespeare, or it has to, a Pacific Island. It's specific, so that's how you claim it back, one base at a time. And I want to see those kids get up there over the summer. That came from more. That's what I pitched them on. It's like, let's do it over the summer. when everyone's out of school, like a summer Shakespeare festival, just a handful of equity actors and bring in dramatic and dramaturgical and tech interns. And let's teach them what it feels like to be a pro, where they don't have classes. They can come in and work 8 to 10 and get them up to that level. And anybody can do it if they have the tools and they're mentored and they're good. They put in the work, they can be proud enough to show it to RSC people, and it'll look just as good if we do it right. You know, it's kind of our Tuskegee Airmen moment. It's like, yeah, a kid from East LA can do pro Shakespeare, you know. And
You know, I like the fact that just serendipity that so we had to do many roles. When the RSC came a number of years ago to UH Hilo, they did a full stage production in at 90 minutes or something, but there were maybe 5 actors.
Wow.
And they would switch back and forth. So she's walking in with her shawl and immediately she whips it off to her hips and she's the man. The next moment she whips back again. That flexibility, that transformation kind of thing is a real great exercise for actors. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Those are the moments what make it work, where you're really inhabiting all those people. And that's where there's the terror and pity, right? You know, empathy. That's where you get it. How can you
pick up the audience? You just take them. There's no break for them to just go. Whew. It's like you take them. You don't let them down.
I love it.
Well, mahalo.
Yeah, mahalo. Let this group know let us know when there is going to be, or if there's going to be a live performance in LA, because mask mandates go away tomorrow.
Right. Right.
But you know, it'd be really fun to see it live with your real students doing it.
Oh God, yeah, I can't wait. And that's why I'm like, hey, let them have the main stage. We just want the Black Friars in the black cube. You know, that's it. All we need are 4 walls. And that's kind of the mantra. Instead of going outside with wine and cheese, we're gonna look and go inside into the world of the LA Black Friars and and whip it out and whip it on. Well, thank you guys so much. I mean, I never heard it like that. You guys blew my mind, man. That was so good.
Yeah, we blew your Spanish too.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Mahalo.
Bye.
Mahalo.
Hasta luego.